Are you ready to stop surviving and start thriving? By the age of 30, most people either set themselves up for a future of financial freedom or fall into the grip of lifelong money struggles. Imagine this. What if your 30 seconds could be the beginning of a life where you never have to worry about emergency expenses, rent, or even your retirement savings? It might seem like a dream, but it's entirely possible. Stick around because, over the course of this detailed guide, I will share 10 game-changing personal finance tips that won't just save you money, but completely transform your financial future. Let's dive in. Tip number 1. Budget like your life depends on it, because it does. Most people think of budgeting as restrictive, like a diet that stops you from enjoying life's little pleasures. But in reality, budgeting is the foundation of financial freedom. Let me share a story. Meet Sam, a 25-year-old who had a decent-paying job but no clue where his money disappeared each month. He'd often splurge on takeout, subscriptions, and shopping sprees without realizing the long-term impact. Then one day, his car broke down. The repair bill was so high that it wiped out his entire paycheck. With no savings to fall back on, Sam had to borrow money just to get through the month. That was Sam's wake-up call. He started by adopting a simple but powerful habit, tracking every dollar he earned and spent. He followed the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of his income went toward needs like rent and groceries, 30% toward wants like dining out or entertainment, and 20% towards savings and investments. Within a year, Sam had enough savings to cover 6 months of expenses. He even managed to take a guilt-free vacation, something he never thought was possible before. The takeaway here is simple. Budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. It's about taking control of your money so that your money doesn't control you. A solid budget empowers you to make informed financial decisions and helps you prepare for both planned and unexpected expenses. Tip number 2. Build an emergency fund, your financial safety net. Life rarely goes as planned, and that's why an emergency fund is non-negotiable. Emergencies don't send advance warnings. Picture this. Emily, a freelancer, relied on her gig income to cover her expenses. One day, she fell ill and couldn't work for 2 months. With no savings to fall back on, she maxed out her credit card just to keep the lights on and food on the table. It took her years to recover from the financial setback. What could Emily have done differently? She could have started an emergency fund. Even starting small can make a big difference. Your first goal should be to save $500. Once you hit that milestone, aim to save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Keep this money in a high-yield savings account, where it's accessible but separate from your daily spending. Knowing you have a safety net will give you peace of mind and protect you from going into debt when life throws you a curveball. Tip number 3. Master the power of compound interest. Here's a mind-blowing fact. The earlier you start investing, the less money you'll need to accumulate wealth. Compound interest is a magical concept where your money earns interest, and then that interest earns even more interest over time. Think of it as planting a tree. It starts small, but over the years, it grows into something massive and enduring. Consider this example. Alex and Jamie are 2 friends with different financial strategies. Alex starts investing $200 a month at age 25. Jamie, on the other hand, waits until age 35 to start investing the same amount. By the time they both turn 60, Alex's investment has nearly doubled Jamie's, even though they contributed the same total amount. Why? Because Alex gave compound interest more time to work its magic. The lesson is clear. The earlier you start investing, the better. Even if you can only set aside a small amount, start now. Your future self will thank you for the financial security and wealth you've built. Tip number 4. Learn to say no to debt unless it builds wealth. Debt isn't inherently bad, but not all debt is created equal. Understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt is crucial. Bad debt includes high-interest credit card balances or loans taken out for unnecessary luxuries. This type of debt is like quicksand. It pulls you deeper into financial trouble with every passing month. Good debt, on the other hand, can help you build wealth over time. Examples include a mortgage on a property that appreciates in value or a student loan that leads to a higher-paying career. Think of debt like fire. It can keep you warm and provide light, but if not managed properly, it can burn your house down. The key is to pay off high-interest debt as quickly as possible. Focus on eliminating credit card balances first, then tackle other loans. If you must take on debt, make sure it serves a long-term financial purpose. Tip number 5. Automate your finances for peace of mind. Ever heard of decision fatigue? It's the mental exhaustion that comes from making too many decisions throughout the day. Automating your finances is like setting your future on autopilot. It reduces stress and ensures that your financial goals are consistently met without requiring constant attention. Set up automatic transfers for your savings, investments, and bill payments. For example, arrange for a portion of your paycheck to go directly into a savings account or retirement fund. By automating these processes, you're removing the temptation to spend that money elsewhere. It's a simple but effective way to build wealth and achieve financial peace of mind. Tip number 6. Know the difference between needs and wants. This might seem like an obvious tip, but it's one of the most powerful tools for controlling your spending. Let's break it down with an example. Sarah earns $4,000 a month. Her essential expenses, rent, groceries, and utilities add up to $3,000. However, she spends an additional $1,000 on takeout, shopping, and impulse buys. For 1 month, challenge yourself to categorize every expense as either a need or a want. You'll likely be shocked at how much you can save by cutting back on non-essential expenses. Redirect those savings toward your financial goals, whether that's paying off debt, building an emergency fund, or investing for the future. Tip number 7. Invest in skills that pay dividends. Your greatest asset isn't your car, your house, or even your bank account, it's you. Investing in your skills and education can yield incredible returns. Take Mark, for example. He was stuck in a low-paying job and felt trapped in his financial situation. One day, he decided to invest $500 in an online coding course. Within 6 months, he landed a tech job that tripled his salary. Whether it's learning a high-demand skill, pursuing a certification, or attending workshops in your field, investing in yourself is one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Don't hesitate to spend money on education, training, or tools that will advance your career and increase your earning potential. Tip number 8. Diversify your income streams. Relying on a single source of income is risky. If that income stream dries up, you could find yourself in financial trouble. That's why it's essential to diversify your income. Lisa, for example, started a side hustle as a freelance graphic designer while working her full-time job. What began as a weekend project eventually turned into a $2,000 a month income stream. The extra money allowed her to pay off her student loans early and save for her future. Consider exploring passive income opportunities like rental properties, dividend stocks, or creating an online course. Even a small side hustle can provide financial security and help you achieve your goals faster. Tip number 9. Understand taxes. Yes, really. Taxes might not be the most exciting topic, but understanding them is essential for building wealth. Most people simply accept the taxes taken out of their paycheck without a second thought. However, learning how taxes work can save you thousands of dollars over your lifetime. For example, contributing to a 401k or IRA reduces your taxable income, which means you pay less in taxes. If you're self-employed, you can deduct expenses like a home office, equipment, and even part of your utility bills. Take the time to learn about tax brackets, deductions, and credits. It's not just about compliance, it's about keeping more of your hard-earned money. Tip number 10. Think long-term, not short-term. Life is long, and the financial decisions you make today will echo for decades. Do you want to retire at 60, travel the world, and enjoy a comfortable lifestyle? If so, you need to start planning for the long term now. Create a vision for your future and align your spending with that vision. It's okay to indulge in small pleasures, but don't let short-term gratification rob you of long-term success. Your 20 seconds and 30 seconds are the foundation for the rest of your life. The habits you build now will determine whether you're financially free at 40 or still struggling at 60. Build your best financial future together. If these tips resonated with you, take action today. Implement 1 or 2 of these strategies and watch how they transform your financial future. Share this guide with a friend who could use a financial wake-up call. And let's work together to build a life of financial freedom and abundance. Remember, the journey to thriving starts with a single step. Don't hesitate to spend money on your financial education, ebooks, online courses, research, and growth. All are valuable investments in your financial knowledge.